Hello, and I hope you enjoyed your first harmony method video. So now we're on to the second one, and today we're going to really expand on what we learned in the first tutorial. But really, the most important thing that you could have got from the first video was now you know that there are 7 chords in the harmonic Western music system. That's going to really change the way you listen to music. Every time you listen to music, you can now know that you're listening to a combination of chords 1, 4 and 5, which are major chords, and chords 2, 3 and 6, which are minor chords, with the occasional use of the diminished chord 7, which you don't hear too often. Chords 1, 4 and 5, to recap, which are major chords, chords 2, 3 and 6, which are minor chords, and they sound sadder, and the combination of them. And we hear these chords in combination over and over again in so much music. So let's think of a couple of examples. Why don't we start with a real classic one, the Beatles' Let It Be. I'm going to play each chord twice. Chord 1, chord 5, chord 6, chord 4, chord 1, chord 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll do that again. 1, 5, 6, 4, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the chorus of the song is 6 to 3, use of minor chords there, 4 to 1, major chords there, 1 again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6, 3, 4, 1, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope you were taking notes there. It's all it is, just simple chord numbers in combination. And it's completely universal. You don't have to be a Beatles fan. If you're not a Beatles fan, here's an example that's very, very similar, that was written at least 350 years before Let It Be by the Beatles. And it's Pachelbel's Canon. Piece is often done at weddings. Chord 1, 5, 6, 3, 4, 1, 4, 5. Let's run over that again. 1, 5, 6, 3, 4, 1, 4, 5. If I add the whole melody to it, 1, 5, 6, 3, 4, 1, 4, 5. So this is truly universal. I could come up with tons of examples of this mixture of chords 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, 6. Pretty much everything, from Beethoven symphonies to great songs by Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder. I don't even know where to start. There's so much music that does this. So every time you listen to things, really think about it now. You can now radically change the way you think about music. Not being some mysterious thing that sounds great that you know nothing about. You actually can really learn to understand how music works by really listening, using your ear. Listen out for those open, happy, major sounds of 1, 4 and 5, and the more nostalgic, expansive sounds of 2, 3 and 6. And explore those patterns by composing lots of your own examples as well. So let's move on to some piano technique now. That's very important. I was just showing you how to do this with the right hand, and now we're going to give the left hand some work to do. The left hand is going to play, and for many of you this will be a bit hard because you're right-handed. Big problem a lot of people have at the piano, they're right-handed, so the left hand is lazy. So we're going to get the left hand and put it to work. We're going to start on the C, below middle C in the left hand here, with the 5th finger, the small finger. So this is fingers 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the thumb is always 1 on both hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to play the C major scale in my left hand, starting with the 5th finger, C, D, 4th finger, third finger, second finger, thumb. I'm going to bring my third finger over, then my second finger, and then my thumb again. I'll do that again. So I run out of fingers and then I just basically bring my third finger over. Now for those of you that find that too tricky to do straight away, that's fine. Just use your thumb again, like that. It's sort of cheating, but at this moment it's not going to matter too much because all I want you to do is make a good sound that's confident out of the piano. Very important. So, if we now add the right hand simultaneous to the left hand is going to play the full chord. So there's chord 1, C major chord, and the left hand is going to play the C bass note at the same time. The bass adds support to the sound of the chord. We don't need to play the full chord in the left hand. Often chords in the left hand even sound a bit muddy, and a lot of people make a big mistake of thinking that you play chords in the left hand and the tune in the right hand. Actually, it doesn't work like that. So we're going to have the bass in the left hand playing the single note and the chord in the right hand, C, E and G. So let's try this. 4 times in the right hand and just once in the bass. The bass starts at the same time as the right hand. And then notice my right hand is moving up, but my left hand doesn't have to move because my next finger is already sitting over the next note. So I'm playing hands together. Chord 6. For some of you, this will be hard at first. For those of you who've played before, this will be dead simple. So I'm going to move ahead to something a little bit more complicated now. So far we have had what we call the C major honeymoon. We've just played on all of the white keys, and I've told you there's only 7 chords in music, but there are other scales that produce the same 7 chords. So we need to learn those other scales. So let's have a look at some other scales. I'm just going to show you one other scale to start with, G major scale, which starts on a G. That's 5 notes above C. C, D, E, F, G. This is now the starting point, and this is the G major scale. Now G major has one black key in it, a sharp. It doesn't have an F in it. The F is replaced by an F sharp. And you can hear that sounds right. And there's your G major scale. Now the G major scale can produce the same 7 chords that we were doing in the C major scale. 1. So this becomes chord 1 again. It's the same thing, just in another key, another scale. Chord 2, chord 3, so we have to follow the scale. We have to be congruent to the scale. So this F sharp, because there's no F in G major, is replaced by an F sharp. That's in chord 3, chord 4, chord 5 with an F sharp, chord 6, and chord 7, the diminished chord. It's the same pattern, chord 7's always diminished, has the F sharp in it as well. So this is chords 1, 4 and 5 in G major, the happy chords, chords 2, 3 and 6 in G major. And I'm just playing the music in another key. So I could play that Beatles song again, Let It Be, in G major. It so turns out that it originally was done in C major, but if you were, for instance, a female vocalist, you might want it in another key because it's a more comfortable key to sing in. So I'll play Let It Be now in G major. Chord 1, chord 5, chord 6, chord 4, chord 1, chord 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can duplicate this across all of the scales. So if you know your scales already, just get those scales and turn them into chords. Stop practicing them like this. I mean, practice them like this a bit, but people spend their whole life practicing them like that and they still don't even know why they're practicing them. Chords come from the scale, so why just stop on scales? Use the scale, use your knowledge of scales and turn them into chords. So here's the D major scale. D major has 2 sharps in it, F sharp and C sharp. And then I make the 7 chords out of D major. I can do the same thing in A major. For many of people watching this video, this is going way too fast for them now because you probably haven't played these scales before. But this just gives you a snapshot, an idea of what it is you need to learn to do on the piano. And you can put the same thing into different keys. Remember, there's still only 7 chords in music. We're going to talk soon. Have fun. Bye-bye.